a todos! Hello, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in again. Your hosts today. I'm Jonny.
And I'm Tom.
And I'm Tadeo.
We are three American expats coming to you from the beautiful capital city of Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is the podcast about everything but nothing with a little bit of expat live news and comedy thrown in. This is
The
Velvet Hammer.
Okay, let's go. What's happening?
Oh my goodness, the weather's cooling strangely.
Oh,
Lord,
really?
have mercy.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking a couple of weeks ago how scorching, and then there was also a flood rain, and now it's
Oh yeah, floods.
now it's what? Like it's so nice.
It's Santa
Now,
Barbara weather. Beautiful.
You have to wear a jacket when you go outside at
yeah,
night.
I got
So
cold.
What is this month? This is okay. You
February,
add 6 to the month, so we're in February. So
Right.
it's 6 and 8, 6 and.
We should be getting
It's like September.
It's like August.
No, August.
August, yeah,
okay.
this is August. This is the equivalent of August,
It
right?
gets so confusing.
Yeah, it
Oh
does.
my God.
Yeah, it is hard to tell, like, oh, okay, in February, which month is this like if you're from
It's
the
like
North
August.
Hemisphere? Oh,
August is usually still pretty hot.
it is, yeah.
And technically, we're in the middle of summer right now.
Yeah, it should
Yeah,
be.
August is supposed
Yeah.
to be sweltering.
Yeah, I think maybe that heat wave that was supposed to
Yeah.
end ended, and now it's getting really cool, and it's probably gonna burn our asses up next week.
God damn it.
Who cares? Hey, we've got plenty
Here we
of.
go.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
Ooh. What even is this?
What are we doing today?
What did we call this? This
What
was
is it?
It was only what 4.4. Is this a Brahma Light? No
It's a
way.
Brahma Light.
I think it is. You know what?
4.4% alcohol.
Yeah.
We decided we need to kind of calm down a little bit.
Yeah,
so
we've been getting
it's
a little
usually
bit ratchet.
6% here in Argentina, just like the States, you know.
I mean, you might.
Except in Kansas. You know, when I was growing up in Kansas, you could only buy 3.2% beer.
Jesus, well, thank God.
What?
For 4.4.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that exists anymore.
It was Coors beer. I don't know if you remember Coors beer.
Yeah,
I don't
cool.
know if
Yeah.
they're still in business.
The
They
mountain.
still
The
do?
mountain. Yeah, the mountains on the.
Yeah.
But
Coors
the
Light,
good thing
Coors
about where I grew up, it was 3 miles from the Oklahoma border. And so you could
Oh,
drive
Jesus.
3 miles to a liquor store down there and get 6-point beer.
Ay, yeah. And
Yeah, that's about
what a beer
normal,
should
yeah.
be.
Well, absolutely.
Like 5%.
I mean, Jesus.
5.3.
Those craft beers are like 10, 11.
Yeah, craft beers are
Craft
so
beers
strong.
get strong.
Yeah.
That's like wine.
Strong.
Yeah, right.
Basically wine.
Shit, that is like a wine.
And they serve them in little wine goblets now. They're like the stouts. They come in like a wine
Right.
goblet, almost
Oh my
half
God.
a beer.
Wow, I kind of missed that a little bit. I don't know why. Having like a wine goblet of beer, like this is beer, not wine.
Yeah. Those
Classy.
were the
A
days,
They
yeah.
call it a chalet. A chalet.
But
Oh, a chalice.
Chalice. A
Like
chalice.
still
That's
has
it.
Chalice.
You take the still
Chalice.
out to the chalice. Yeah. Like,
wait,
The chalice.
well, you know, you can't buy beer. You only lease it.
right to your bladder and liver process.
Until it comes and then it goes right away.
Yeah. Oh, what did he say? The Merovingian in the Matrix? I drink too much wine. I have to take a piss. Causality.
That's a good scene.
Oy vey.
But what's happening else here? Milei.
Oh God, they just
We are in
don't-
the second month of
They just
Milei.
don't stop with him. Although the Americans apparently love him. I've been
Yes.
reading op-ed pieces in the New York Post, New York Times. They love Milei.
They love him in Europe too.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like one of us.
Right.
He really is. He's trying to bring this country into the 21st
Well,
century.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing what he says he was gonna do. He
Yeah.
didn't lie. That's what I like about him
Yeah.
the most, probably.
I mean, he closed the gap between the official rate and the market rate. By
He had to
50
devalue-
something
For the
percent.
peso.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Uh-huh.
that's good.
By devaluing his own money,
by
bold
devaluing-
move.
right.
That's a bold move.
Yeah, and
By 50%, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's going to continue doing it until it meets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Getting out of debt.
yeah, and then he
You gotta, it's gotta be something.
fired all these people. I mean, what was it, the New York Post? This professor of economics or something was
He's a
writing.
Chilean professor, yeah.
That's what he was.
He's a Chilean
Okay.
professor of economics.
He was saying like, what? I mean, you read. We both read the article, but
But he was in Palacio, so we're in Palacio Barolo. This guy was in Palacio Dachau, which is the Hyatt. It's like so nice. It's in Recoleta.
yeah, you think this
It's
is nice? That's nice.
so freaking nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like more classic, more tourist attraction-y. I don't know if maybe there's some kind of New
Right,
York
right.
comparison, but anyway, he was writing that he said he spoke to a lot of people who are telling him kind of that they believe what he's going to do is really going to help. Influential people.
And he said a lot of the people that went to his thing were young people. He's like, a lot of young people are jumping in with Milei. And this is happening not just here, but in Chile and other countries in South America.
Well, the thing is, I think in all these
Young
other countries.
People are loving, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Say that. I think
Young people are loving these libertarian type like leaders.
True.
Like, give us back our power, give us back our independence, give us back our economy, and we'll take care of it.
It's a wonderful thing. It's just going to take some time. It's going to get tough. You know, inflation is still rampant here in Argentina.
Yeah.
What was it, 220% last year?
In the last 12 months,
2023?
254.
Yeah, 254 for January.
Over, no, 254 over the last 12 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, that's not that bad.
January was 20%.
Yeah,
January was 20, so that's only
So not so much, but it's
240.
Right.
So it's step in the right direction.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I mean, it's not as much as in, I mean, well, I can't say because I don't really know.
No, it's definitely it's more than anywhere else
yeah,
in the world.
Speaking of world leaders, have you seen the headlines lately about what Biden is up
Ooh,
to?
Lordy.
God.
Oh my God!
Biden's not a world leader. Biden's a world sleeper.
But the
Oh,
United.
man. I feel bad.
Sorry. I gotta go to bed. Okay, go ahead.
I always thought of the president of the United States as being like the leader of the world in democracy
Free world.
and in capitalism and all this, and it's really been true in the past. But man, this guy is totally out to lunch now.
Yeah.
Well, he
Out
was
to
at a
lunch.
press conference last week, and he was talking about he just recently with the president of France, Mitterrand.
Oh yeah.
And it's like Mitterrand's been dead 30 years, you know, and talking about what a good conversation they had, and,
Right.
and it was
that's-
good, and he backs what I'm doing and everything. It's like, talking to a dead person, that kind of shows you
Yeah.
a little how close he is to the subject.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, President Biden, you
No,
know,
he's about to
please
go.
don't take us down with you. I don't want to die.
He's already got one foot in the grave, I think. and
Right.
he's-
Yeah. He's trying to yank his foot out of the grave. He's like, please don't kill me.
And then he blamed the border crisis. Now, this was his press secretary. I don't know what her name is. She's that black girl with the frizzy hair that goes
Oh,
down.
the
I'm
wig?
sure you've seen her.
That's a wig
I
for
don't know
sure.
what her
Yeah,
name
she's
is.
from Haiti or
Yeah.
something.
Next January, she'll be looking for a job in a Burger King someplace or something. I don't know.
No,
But
it's,
she
Press
said
secretary.
that they blamed the border crisis on Trump and his MAGA mafia or something
Yeah.
like that.
Who
And it's
even
like,
knows?
but the truth is that Biden came in and reversed all of Trump's policies that were actually working.
So yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So enough on Biden.
Yeah, I
He's a big
mean-
lost cause.
But in support. Well, okay. Well, at least going to Milei. I mean, yeah, he's working. He's working. Like, there's the good side. The things that he's doing are working. He's got his omnibus bill. They're working on passing it. But the public transit bill. Public transit subsidies are supposedly working.
Oh.
We'll talk about that later. But then there's
Lord.
also that other deep side, like the soup kitchens and like the places for the poor. They are all running out of business because in the time that Milei took office, they've almost doubled the amount of homeless people coming to them, and also the prices have
God
increased.
damn.
So like in 1 week there were like 40 people, and then the next week there were 80 people, and then like they instead of needing only 20 kilos of pasta, now they need 40 kilos of pasta.
Well, that's a.
But then the pasta also costs like 3 times as much as
At
it used
least.
to.
At least.
So they're like, we can't even afford
Well-
the pasta to feed all these extra people coming to the soup kitchens. And now soup kitchens are like becoming untenable, and nobody's volunteering any money for the soup kitchens.
Whoa, so the poor is getting poor.
Yeah, they're getting harsh out there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It's rough for the poor.
You mentioned this article that was released recently that praised Milei and said everyone in South America really loves him, etc. I think it was yesterday or the day before, Christina Kitchener put out a piece
Oh shit.
putting him, like, saying he was horrible, like a press release saying he's like a dictator. He's trying old ways of changing things that we've already done before and they've already failed, so he's just gonna fail again. She was putting him way down.
That's
I mean-
sour milk.
I think that's
Yeah.
sour milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she
She's a
didn't do
Peronist.
shit.
Right.
And the Peronists, I don't know which, they were in power for like 70 years.
Yeah.
And actually,
Oh, yeah.
do you know that the peso, the Argentine peso, was at equity with the U.S. dollar 3 times during that 70 years.
Damn.
And every time it just got all screwed up by the Peronists.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I remember, Menem was $1 to a peso.
Yeah, and I think the last time it was screwed up was, I think, 2001, if I remember correctly. In fact,
Well, when we got here in 2018,
18, yeah.
and it was $1 was like 20 pesos.
25.
It was 20. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
$1 was
We
20
first
You're
pesos.
kidding.
6 years
So
ago,
and now it's 1,200.
yeah.
Yeah, 1,200.
So
when I
really-
first came here 4 years ago, I came for 10 days. The peso, I could buy about 240 pesos for $1.
240. Oh,
So
wow,
you're
yeah.
talking about
We
usually
were
went
25
to 240,
Yeah.
and now it's over
I mean,
1,000.
Imagine that. We could
Yeah.
go out with coins and buy empanadas.
And yeah, and now now we can't even, now people don't even use the coins.
We don't even
anymore.
use
The
coins.
the coins
Yep.
are worth more as a metal.
Yeah,
Melt them down
exactly.
than they are at buying anything.
Exactly.
You haven't seen
It's
them
crazy.
Right.
I can't believe we used
I
to
mean-
just grab some change. It was 8 pesos for an empanada, 10 pesos an
Yeah, it
empanada,
used to be
10
so
pesos.
cheap. Yeah, 10 pesos for an empanada. You can get a dozen for 120 pesos.
God.
Back in- I
Isn't
used
it
to-
wild?
Those were some good times. Like
Yeah.
looking back on it, that was really nice. Holy crap! I literally used to think in less than thousands every day.
Oh shit.
I cannot figure it out.
Right.
I have so
Like-
much problem. Once, at one point I had like $1.5 million pesos in my house. It's
Right.
like, well, how am I going to pay my rent? Holy shit!
Right. Right.
Jesus
It makes
Christ.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the bills you can't even buy, like a 500 peso bill, which we got all of our money in last time.
Oh, that sucked.
You can't even buy. You can't buy an empanada with 500 pesos, can you?
Yeah, we
Maybe
bought-
you can.
There's like a small place right by like the Mitre and the Sute and this bus line, which should be really cheap because of all that traffic. It's 450. For an
That's the
empanada.
cheapest thing you can buy. You
And
can't
that's
buy
like
a.
right
Well,
by
you know-
all the street
Yeah.
traffic.
This has always kind of bothered me in Argentina. I don't think there's a word for beef, as in moo cows.
Carne.
It's carne,
Yeah, it's just carne.
but carne is actually meat.
It's meat.
It's
Yeah,
and you
true.
get an empanada and it says it's made out of carne. Well,
But-
you don't know
Oh,
if
Lord.
it's the dogs off the street, or if it's some rats that dragged out of the sewer,
But those-
toss them in
I
the
think
deboner.
so.
You know.
Oh God! No!
Oh, folks,
It's a fast
you
reference.
remember that story from
Oh,
last week.
God.
Wait, I don't think we're going to apologize for it. But
No, no, it's okay.
No, I'm not going to do that. But
No.
yeah,
But they use carne
True.
for beef. When it's pork, they say cerdo, and when
Right.
it's chicken,
Yeah.
they say pollo.
But when it's
Pollo.
beef, they don't say like. There's no
There's
specific.
no word for
It's
beef.
like carne picada or carne
Molida. Carne molida, carne machada.
Shit.
It could be.
Maybe it is the dog that
It's like a
that
mix,
wouldn't shut up.
like an 80-20 cow child.
One day no more harfing. Oh shit! What happened to Alfie?
You see, just like in the States, you see these posters on the light poles around here. Have you seen Muffy? And it's got
Oh,
a picture of
Lord.
a little fluffy cat there.
Yeah.
Well, I think I ate Muffy yesterday
Oh,
over at
yeah.
the empanada shop.
Right. No, the empanada
Oh,
shop.
Jesus.
The empanada shop has a new thing. A person eating an empanada says Muffy flavor. Sabor de Muffy.
Brand new Muffy flavor.
A whole new meaning to eating pussy.
Oh, there we go. That's actually pretty good. Oh,
Oh
It kind of
damn.
tastes like fish.
you know,
Oh god. But then
Odds are.
pescado empanadas are fucking expensive.
oh yeah, don't even.
Oh, yeah?
Don't even.
They're delicious.
I
love
have
them.
never understood why fish was so expensive. It's all over the world. You got so many people so many countries, so many oceans that are full of fish.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think what they catch here, they export. I mean, like we
Oh,
said-
that's one of the problems with Milei.
Yeah.
His little omnibus is opening up the sea waters to like exporting
Oh, right.
exporting
Exportation.
Oh my goodness, my
Exportation,
English.
Yeah. We're,
So outsiders can come in and basically do their fishing,
They're fishing, yeah.
in what
Argentine
used to be
waters.
Argentine waters. Yeah,
Right.
That's like 12 miles, isn't it?
Like something
Is
like
that,
that.
I think that's the
I think
international
that's the legal
thing.
limit for all
Yeah.
countries.
And then
12
everything
miles.
else you're in just nautical land. Whatever the fuck that means.
That's pirate waters and all that.
Pirate waters, yeah.
Apparently that still exists. I kind of want to be a pirate, but I'm pretty sure there's some like little tiny ass boats these days.
Oh,
I mean,
you want to be a pirate? Wait a second.
You gotta really get a.
Yo ho ho!
Mayday,
And a bottle of rum, huh?
Mayday, we're under attack by pirates.
Bringing from the yardarm.
Closest Coast Guard or Navy, please help us.
Army Navy.
Shit. I mean, have you seen the new navies these days?
Would you wear a eye patch if you were a pirate?
Yeah, I might. Just
Did you have
just
a parrot
to
on
be
your
cool.
shoulder?
Definitely not, because I
Parrot
don't want it
fuck
shitting
no.
on my clothes.
Well, you know they used to do that all the time. Parrots still do that.
Yeah.
Would you braid your beard and light it?
No, I definitely just keep my little goatee and shit.
Well, you
Never know,
really don't
matey.
want to be a pirate then.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
don't think
You
so.
don't want to do all
I'd
those
rather be a
things.
capitalist.
Well,
I'm a capitalist.
they do that in private. All
Right,
those things.
exactly. I'm sorry, I have a private corporation, and I'll take more money than you, little Mr. Pirate. In fact, when you get back to the land, you're going to have to exchange your stolen booty for something that somebody can sell. And maybe under my corporation, will have a subsidiary under subsidiary under subsidiary that sells your stolen goods. A fence.
So
Yes.
you're a money launderer,
Yes,
yes,
sure.
a fencer,
Oh,
money
yeah.
launderer.
God damn it. You're going to get trapped no matter what you do.
Oh, and they're just as weird as anybody. Remember that Stanley Kubrick's last movie, Eyes Wide Shut?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that.
Wait, was
know
that
about
with-
it.
About a
that was with
secret
Christian-
sex society in
Christian
New
Bale?
Jersey outside of Manhattan, and they had these big parties in these.
No,
mansions.
Tom
Was
Cruise.
it Tom Cruise in that?
I
think
think
so,
it was Tom
yeah.
Cruise, yeah.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, they had
there was a famous
weird-ass-
co-star too. She was his wife, but he got involved into it. He was a reporter and wanted to get the story on this. So all these really rich mega millionaires, billionaires would go out and they'd have these sex parties with,
Oh, yeah.
with 20 or 30 hookers that would dance around and all. It's strange
They had
movie.
masks
Yes,
on and stuff,
everybody
and
wore
like
masks,
like
yeah.
weird little capes and drapes and all kinds of things. It was weird,
Oh,
and
I
they
miss
made
Stanley
him get involved.
Kubrick.
Yeah.
I mean, well, where is he? Did he die or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I mean, I'm really bad with names. When somebody dies, I'm like, who was that? What?
Oh, damn. That was one of his. I watched the movie, but
What did he do? Did he do Apocalypse Now? I think that's a Kubrick movie.
Oh shit.
I'm not sure.
I
But
wouldn't
he did a
know.
lot of really good movies.
Goodness, great. I work in entertainment. I don't even know this. Well, continuing off of what we were saying about like all this inflation, there's actually a new book that the New York Times just did a review on. It's called Default: The Landmark Court Battle Over Argentina's $100 billion Debt Restructuring by Gregory Makoff, or Makoff, whatever.
I'm
It
made
came
off
out-
the money.
Makoff, M-A-K.
Okay.
Came out February 1st, $30 on your local bookstore seller. Not that I am getting any subsidies for that. Yeah. But apparently he like goes in depth of like what happens when because nations don't have the ability, and you said this in an earlier podcast.
They
Nations
can't bankrupt.
They can't bankrupt.
Right.
They can just default. So Argentina apparently defaulted in 2001, and the restructuring all worldwide through the U.S., through whoever they own their debt, also the IMF, was a shit show. And he goes into it really in depth. Like, actually, I want to buy the book and
Wait.
read it just to see, like, whoa, what the hell goes on when a nation defaults?
Really quickly, how far in debt was Argentina?
They defaulted on $100 billion, about.
Only $100 billion.
That was their default, yeah. But now they have a new thing. They have a new
And this is-
it's all been restructured. It's all
Isn't
been
like
debt
it's
now.
now it's like 44 billion,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
it's
Yeah.
been restructured. It's been restructured.
Just really quickly, if I may, on this point,
Go ahead.
isn't the U.S. about to send $60 billion to Ukraine?
It's
Wow.
not combined with Israel and the
No, but that's a really
Yeah,
good,
and-
60 billion going
No,
to
no,
Jesus,
no, no.
That's crazy because
60 billion?
60 is almost 100. It's 40 less.
Yeah.
And that's that Argentina defaulted on 40 less
14
than
is
that.
going to Israel
Yeah.
and 5 is
40
going to
more
Taiwan.
Than that, I should say 40 more than that.
Yeah.
It's really nothing. If the United States can send 60, fuck.
Just to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And that's not the first time they've sent money there.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
And people want to worry about 100 billion in debt.
I'm like,
United
we
States
should
is
not
sending
even be in debt. This is
60.
ridiculous.
Well, okay, you know I'm a big Trump fan. I'm not a MAGA guy by any means, but I'm a big fan because of his principles of democracy and freedom. And he says that he would end the Ukraine war in 24 hours if he was elected.
Thank God.
Okay, so take that with a grain of salt, folks.
I said, ha ha.
But still,
I agree with that.
It shows that it can be so simple. It really can be that simple.
I'm gonna make a deal. I'll make you a deal.
I'm not gonna give you any money.
He's probably gonna make a deal. He's like, you know what? How about this? Let's exchange some money and solve all this out. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Let's not blow everything up, because God, this land is like. I mean, you're blowing up all these.
Beautiful historic houses.
Some of these apartment structures.
Okay. Here's the deal. We'll give you half of Poland.
My God.
And then in the Ukraine, you can take 1/3 of the Ukraine, and yes, you can have the part of Ukraine that's on the Black Sea, because that's where all the resorts are, and everybody has their fun, palm trees and all that. And then I guess we can carve out East Berlin again. You can have that too.
Oh, Lord.
The Germans will not have that.
The Germans have no power anymore. They are sinking fast economically.
But they got BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche.
Oh, all those cars that are built in other countries. In Georgia, outside of Atlanta, Knoxville, Tennessee.
No.
All that, it ain't German.
Oh my
It ain't
God.
German about those cars at all.
Oh.
God, I remember when Ford bought Jaguar.
This is ruining my life.
I had a friend who bought one of the Ford Jaguars, and I rode in it one time. I said, "No, it's just like a Taurus." He says, it really is, but it's got some kind of wood grain thing on the dashboard.
A little bit nicer. Didn't they sell
This is
that one
ruining
to
everything for me.
India bought Jaguar
India
now.
has Jaguar now, I think.
Now it's an Indian company.
Ford sold it off.
Jesus.
Oh, really? Jaguar's Indian now?
I think so, yeah.
And that car is named a Tata. Yeah, Tata is
Tata's
the big.
the Indian one,
Tata
no?
is the big car manufacturer in India. I mean, they're like General Motors.
I think they just bought the company. I don't think they relocated any of the offices or like. I mean, they may have done some restructuring, but I mean, Jaguar is still a British vehicle, aka shit.
I don't know if I'm sure some of you out there remember Saturday Night Live back in the days. Well, they had a skit one time where they were promoting the Adobe car from Mexico, and it was made out of clay. And it's like, if you have an accident, bend the fender, just go out there and mold it back together. And the end of the skit had them pushing quarters into the dashboard for the tolls that they were going to pay.
Oh my God.
The Adobe, everything you ever wanted.
Jeremy Clarkson's like, you know what? The British car, like he loves Aston Martins, but he's like, they're engines. He always is complaining about his Aston Martins. He drives a Mini. He's like, it's too small. I'm way too fucking big for this. The Jaguar, he's like, I love a good Jaguar, but it's no longer a British car anymore.
Rolls Royce is British?
No, Bentley is.
Bentley, that's
But even Bentley, he's like, they were sucking for a while. They're getting a little bit better, but still.
Bentley, okay.
Jeremy Clarkson, who's like the de facto guy who knows about vehicles.
Oh, there we go.
If he doesn't like his own British car, he's like, but he does like a Land Rover, I think, or whatever.
Oh,
a Lamborghini, the power.
I drove a Rolls Royce one time.
Jeremy Clarkson, I love you.
I was at a hotel, and there was a big deal going on. People were coming in, and so I was one of the valet parkers.
Ooh.
And it was an older Rolls Royce. I have no idea what year it was, but I got into it. It was like driving an apartment. The front was so big, the floors were so flat. I mean, you could play pool in the back seat of a Rolls Royce.
That's why they call them flagships.
A land yacht.
Like a boat.
Yeah, they're humongous.
A land boat.
Yeah,
I remember
exactly. It's a land yacht. Oh yeah, I've got my Bentley land yacht. The Bentley Mulsanne, or I guess in this case I don't know what I'm not a fan of Rolls Royces. I like Bentley.
Rolls Royce Phantom. Maybe they have something else. A Wraith. There's a Wraith. Yeah.
Well, anyway, but
you got an extra $500,000 you don't know what to do with, buy a Rolls Royce.
I'll buy a Bentley.
And the day after you buy it, it drops $250,000. That's
yeah. Keep it in your garage, keep it nice and oiled, and then sell it in 152 years.
That's right.
when it becomes an antique.
Yes. Actually, it's 25 years for an antique car.
Damn. Wow.
Now, real antiques like furniture and stuff, it's 50 years. But a car becomes an antique after 25 years.
I think they might extend it because all these cars are so electric now, and electricity.
And they last forever.
Yeah, and they're like, oh shit. Well, who knows? I don't know. I'm not a car guy. Well, I am a car guy, but this is Buenos Aires. Hell, if I'm driving a car.
Oh, hey, no way I'm getting on those streets.
Yep.
The only thing I have to do with cars is get out of their fucking way.
Exactly. Yes.
Because they will run you down.
Yeah, cars here, they literally, like there are like striped lines that split lanes.
They're merely suggestions.
Yeah, and the cars will like drive. Instead of in the lane, they'll drive halfway on the striped line, as if they're merging into a lane, but also trying to save the lane that they were coming from, just in case, traffic moves in a different direction. Very strange.
Oh, God.
Even when buses do it, it's terrifying.
Oh no, the buses they scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, well,
And no one has the right of
I
way.
live on the main street of Buenos Aires. It's called 9 de Julio. And it is the widest street in the world.
Yeah, we mentioned this last time. We mentioned this last podcast.
It's 22 lanes wide with 2 medians that are like parks on either side. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So I can sit on my balcony and while I'm smoking a cigarette, I can look down there and watch the traffic go by. And it's amazing what these people do.
Yeah.
And the bicycles weave in and out of them.
Yeah, and the motorcycles too.
Yeah. Motorcycles, but
Yeah, bicycle? Hell no.
If you have a problem on a motorcycle in Buenos Aires, you're just kind of fucked up the rest of your life, wheelchair and all that.
Yeah.
But if you have a problem on a bicycle, you're dead. There's no protection. You can't get out of the way.
I ride a bike. I do not ride in anywhere other than those green lanes.
Haven't you seen a couple like collisions?
I have seen. Yeah, I saw. Oh wow, there was a. I guess you could say. What happens when? I forget all these American words.
T-bone?
No, when the cars are in the middle of the cross section.
And the box.
They have.
Don't block the box.
They block the box. Yeah, they block the box off.
Oh, the intersection.
The intersection. We had a word for that. Whatever. They blocked the intersection, and so a motorcycle had weaved through, and this bicyclist was and he hit them, T-boned.
The motorcycle T-boned the bicycle?
No, the bicyclist T-boned this motorcycle as it just came between 2 cars.
What
the bicycle T-boned?
Samson and Goliath.
It just came out of these, and the bicycle guy hit it, and he flipped over his bike, and bam, hit it. And I was just on my bike, like, that's why I didn't cross the street, motherfucker.
Oh,
you don't ride a bike.
God.
You ride a bike, you're dead. You ride a motorcycle.
Even if you walk, it's just you need to always yield to anything that's bigger than you.
Because
in America, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
The pedestrian has the right of way. Here, nope. If you're in a bus, okay.
Whoever enters the intersection first has the right of way.
And who's ever the biggest one entering has the rightest way. You will get knocked. Never enter those intersections. Those are scary.
I'm pretty sure you saw another one, but you told me about that.
One of our friends was riding. She was a rappy rider. She broke her leg. She got hit by a car.
Again, like you said, you're either in a wheelchair, you're fucked.
Even when I lived in the States a few years back, whenever I crossed the street, if it was a one-way street, I looked both ways. Because first, the correct way that cars are driving, you want to make sure nobody's coming. But if anybody's coming from the opposite direction, they're fucked up. I mean, they're drunk, or they're having a heart attack, or they're having a seizure or something, and those are the dangerous people. So it's more important to look the opposite direction.
Always.
Always.
Head on a swivel.
Directions.
Head on a swivel till it cracks. If your head's not cracking crossing the street in Buenos Aires, you're doing something wrong. Make that neck crack. Look left, look right. Crack that neck, babies. Crack that. And 2, 3, 4. And 2, 3.
Don't get off the sidewalk at a corner while you're waiting for the light. If you step into the street, a couple of feet, because they turn right in front of you, and boom, they'll almost hit your toes. You got to be off the curb. You got to be on the sidewalk.
Those buses drive at like 60 miles per hour on like residential streets.
Yeah.
They accelerate to maximum,
two-lane
and then they
roads.
brake hard.
2-lane streets.
Yeah.
They're just going like, they get the right of way.
Don't tell me about the trash trucks.
The
trash trucks, especially at night. Do not be drunk and walk in front of a trash truck.
Right,
They are hauling literal ass.
Yeah,
They're hauling ass.
So we live on Costa Rica in Palermo, and if you go a little bit further than Costa Rica, it switches street names.
Yeah.
And it's called
Kramer.
And then so maybe 3 or 4 blocks up is a waste transfer center. So all the trash trucks serving the area go to this place, dump, and then they compact the trash and put it into
These huge
big rigs
semis,
that take it into the dump. But then, as they exit on Costa Rica. So there will be trash trucks flying down Costa Rica, empty.
Those motherfuckers are
Nothing louder than an empty truck.
And Costa Rica being the way it is, there are no stop signs. So at
It's
night,
like
people
suggestions.
people sort of know that
Just
trash trucks are
voice.
going to be rolling down, so people kind of piece over. But we were sitting at a pizzeria one night just right outside our house, and trash trucks were flying by, and they had put the tables right next to the curb, and so these trash trucks are flying by, and we're like,
Oh, fuck no.
Is it like a piece of the trash truck gonna hit me and like break my skull into half my head?
Was there anybody else at the restaurant, or they?
Yeah, there were.
A lot of people.
Yeah, everyone else was sitting
For
over
some
there.
reason.
We were the only ones sitting on
Oh, the gringos.
Yeah.
They'll take the table over there, right?
So yeah,
We should have
we
known
pulled the
better.
table in, but it wasn't until the other day that I realized it was a waste transfer center, and that's why all the trash trucks come down our street.
Yeah, I mean,
But
they haul ass.
it's terrifying.
Traffic
Yeah.
here is very scary, people.
Yeah,
so
it
just
is.
beware if you ever do visit.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of trash and trucks.
Absolutely.
I think you mentioned this earlier about the bus fares going up. They're gonna go up
Oh,
again.
yeah, get this.
Have you
Get
seen the
this.
news
This
lately?
is crazy.
Let's go.
This is crazy.
So by
Oh my
June,
God.
it's supposed to be. They're gonna up it every month, starting in April, May, and then June. By June, it's supposed to be basically a meal
For a bus
for
ride.
Okay,
a bus ride.
When I first got here, September, this trip, which is like, what, 6 months ago?
insane.
I could ride the bus for 59 pesos, which was roughly
59.
60 cents.
Yeah.
The same trip today, 5 months later,
300
300.
and 68.
Wait, how much is
Yeah,
300?
that's 30 cents.
Yeah. So it,
Oh shit! So it's went down. Oh, it's went down.
I mean, well,
Well, no, it went from 50 cents. It went from 5 cents.
yeah. But I mean,
To
right.
30 cents.
Oh, 30, okay, that's
59 pesos
Right
is
bef-
5 cents. I'm
Right.
sorry, I got that wrong.
Okay.
But back in the day, it was more than that.
Well,
But
back-
today,
back before
but
the
today
inflation.
it's 5 cents.
Yeah.
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 That's
And
right, it
today's
went up to 30
inflation of
cents.
yeah.
so now it's about 30 cents.
Which is really
No.
not that bad, but
Is it 30 cents?
they
Yeah.
don't have transfers, and we said this on an earlier. We
Yeah.
explained this in
Yeah.
depth.
In a couple
just-
months,
the
it's gonna
fact-
be $1.
It's gonna be a whole
Which is- I
dollar
mean, it's-
to ride that bus. What?
Holy
But for
shit.
Argentinians, that's
That's
unacceptably.
a couple of hours of wage, an
Yeah,
hour,
that's
2 hours of wage.
unacceptably expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, right before he killed the transit subsidies, we were at 99, 98. And then after the subsidy quit,
Yeah.
we went to 300. And by June, it's going to be...
Yeah, so he's gonna go up like 100 pesos, 200 pesos, and then you have to make sure that you register your card, which not everyone can do.
Right. Yeah, if you're an extranjero and you're traveling here, you got to get your papers first. And we'll take
You can't even do that. If you're traveling here, just be prepared to pay $1
Yeah.
for the bus.
Yeah, prepared, which is probably normal
it's
where you're
probably
from.
pretty
Is
cheap,
it gonna
yeah.
cap? Is it going to cap at $1? Or,
I think it's gonna keep going up.
Yeah,
It's gonna keep going.
until it's a normal capitalistic price.
So I say if you,
Whoa, God,
Yeah.
that's
because yeah,
Yeah.
without the subsidies, it's supposed to be 981 pesos.
Oh, so about 1,000 should...
75
That's
cents.
what it's
It
supposed to be
should balance
without.
out at
Yeah.
about 1,000. And it'll
Yeah. So I think
slowly
he's trying to
rise.
give it up. Yeah.
Oh, so he's basically bringing everything to the dollar at this point.
He's trying to equal it up with $1. Yeah.
Yeah, he's bringing he took the subsidies away, and now he's like, okay, we'll pay our transit on the dollar. And then now he's trying to bring the peso by devaluing the peso. He's trying to bring it to the dollar, so there's no extra market. You just
Yeah, but with
you
that-
get your peso to the dollar, and that's it. Weird.
Good. I'd say my advice would be 3 people traveling, take a taxi.
Yeah,
You can.
It's cheaper.
this is happening now. So-
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right,
it's
so
cheaper.
your prediction's coming true. It's becoming cheaper.
You can take a 20-minute taxi ride for about $2.50 here.
Yeah.
Or less.
So if you have 3
I
people,
was in
cheaper than the bus.
Almagro
Right.
last
Right,
time,
and if you
okay?
split it- right.
It was late at night, and the buses kind of are less frequent late at night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and so
that's
I said,
true.
well, fuck this, I'm going to take a taxi. What, $2.50?
Right, and if you split that between
And
2 people,
It's a long ways away. It's like
Yeah, look at
3 or
that.
4 miles away.
right, and split it, it's less than a bus.
Every time I'm
There's
with like
3 people
if it
on
was
one
just
bus,
us two- yeah.
3,000 pesos.
How
You
do you
split
do
a
that?
taxi between 2 people,
Yeah.
That's 2,000
Already.
That's the same price as a bus.
And you get to where you're going. It's safer.
Right.
You have to worry about the bus and all the.
So I mean, I guess we can now claim like our predictions. Your prediction first.
Ride sharing.
Ride sharing is now going to be the
ride-sharing,
thing.
yeah.
Ride sharing is picking up.
Yeah.
On that success of a prediction, very good prediction.
Yeah,
I think that's
Oh yeah.
little Brindies here.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Shit, you're
Handing one of
success.
those.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, we're halfway through the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
It's time for our
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Shameless Capitalistic Product Plug. Ooh, wow, I did that slower than usual.
Oh, that's
Shameless Capitalistic Product Plug. Shameless Capitalistic Product Plug. There we go.
and today it's Brahma Light.
Brahma Light.
I didn't
Half
even,
the calories, a little less alcohol.
I didn't even know they
It
made
should
a
get
brand
there.
of light beer.
It'll still take you there, don't worry.
When you
But
guys,
here we
when,
are.
yeah. Oh, look at that.
What's not?
Oh,
When all of you come here and you realize that there's no Brahma Lights, you're gonna ask us, what the fuck were we drinking? Ooh. So-
well, actually it's called Dorada, but it is a Brahma Light.
Yeah, it is.
It is a Brahma Light. Though,
It is a
yeah.
Brahma.
Because as we have said, Quilmes makes all the beer down here. They have all the brands, and we love Quilmes.
Yeah, this does come from
Yeah, well,
Agua
I might
Malta.
actually know. It's from Riverdale. Well, how about
Ladies
that?
and gentlemen, this is the only
Yeah.
podcast in the world completely sponsored by beer.
Yeah.
Sponsored by
Except
beer.
we're not sponsored by anyone.
That's the problem. We sponsor them. They don't sponsor us.
Right, and I also have to make sure that I say we're not sponsored by anyone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
If-
have a legal responsibility to report our sponsorships,
There's gotta be
which we are not sponsored by.
There's got to be somebody in Quilmes listening to this and saying, well, at least we can do is send over a couple of cases of beer.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we're not asking for thousands of dollars, which we would like to have thousands of dollars.
Yeah, please.
You know, we have other projects we're working on.
If you're
But,
listening,
you know, a couple
Quilmes,
cases of beer would be great.
we'll take
I
that.
mean, that saved us what, like $15
Right?
at the current
Oh, yeah.
market rate.
I mean-
changing every hour. Go ahead.
I mean, we do
Sorry.
throw. I mean, recently these two, Johnny and Tom, threw a mad party.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, you were
So,
part
I
of it
mean,
too.
I was
You
there,
were
yeah.
in
I
January.
helped
It
out a
was your
little bit.
birthday.
That's right.
It was
Yeah,
oh,
you
my
helped us
God.
make this happen.
If you guys send us some
Oh,
beer,
God.
we will have your beer at these parties
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was a rager. It was I mean, it was fun.
It was
We had
quite.
oh
It was
my!
impeccable.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
When it got into
I don't
full
wanna go
swing,
into-
Can we talk about the party?
I don't want to go too in
Yeah.
depth because it's not real. I mean, nobody was here. I mean,
when it got into full swing, it was really fun.
it was we can throw some parties. Just leave it at that. We can throw some
Yeah.
damn.
I mean,
good
we had
parties.
artists, musicians. I mean, every single
Yeah.
walk of life.
We rented the basement in Palacio Barolo,
Right.
which is a beautiful bar with a nice sound system. And Johnny, how many people did you say we had
We
there?
had at the largest there were about 50. We had like 52 at my last count.
52, and they were all invited.
Yeah.
All friends of ours.
Which means
Yeah.
we knew at least 52. We knew more than 52 people, and at least 52 of them came, which is
I invited
Right.
Fun people.
I invited 112 people.
Right, and so
a lot
we
of them
were-
were in Italy and in the United
yeah, our
States.
friends
I
are
knew
in
they
Italy.
wouldn't come, but still, that's
So-
a good showing.
yeah, like for like.
It
whew,
was a little rager.
yeah. it
So,
was-
so we started at 9 o'clock.
I mean, that's
and
not
got
that's not
rolling.
good.
Trickled in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Are we
not go
gonna do
too.
it?
No.
I'm down for it. Oh no, let's go.
How about this?
Why
Ladies-
not? By 11 o'clock, we had pizza and cake. We had a
no.
huge, talking about this huge cake, like what, a
Johnny
6-pound cake?
What's this selective memory?
Fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to remember what
All
really
right.
happened.
No, it's-
All right.
He and I know what really happened, but we're not going to tell anybody.
It was
it was
good.
wonderful, yeah, and well, ladies and gentlemen, on that, if once we start going in, we get more successful, and we start hosting like travel parties. You will definitely want to buy into our travel parties because we will throw you down a good travel party. And
Yeah.
so if you guys will come here as a group, and we'll set this up later, but
Yeah,
take
Buenos
that
Aires.
take
is
that
a-
with a grain of salt. Also.
Buenos Aires is a party city.
It very much is.
The people,
Yeah.
somebody explained it to me one time. They said, you know, there's been so much turmoil in South America that, you have a military regime, then you have somebody come in and take them over, you got fighting in the street, you got all this shit. It's that they've learned to live for today.
Right. The only thing you
I
have
like
left is
Tomorrow
party.
does not exist because everything could change tomorrow.
Carpe diem, yeah, that's good.
And he told me this is a kind of feeling all over Latin America.
Yeah.
And that's why they try to have fun every day.
Right. The only thing left is to just live a good life and enjoy it.
Yeah.
True.
And plus the fact that usually in the summer, not this summer, this is a very nice summer weather-wise, it's very hot, and so people go out at night. The bars don't open till 10 o'clock at night.
I mean, people don't even eat dinner till 10 o'clock at night.
True.
Yeah, they don't eat dinner till 10 o'clock at night, but the
Yeah.
streets are full of people from 10 p.m. until 6 or 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
People yelling and screaming on certain streets outside certain bars.
Yeah.
And
Always.
And singing. Oh my God.
Oh my God, the singing. Well, there's that.
I'm not even
That's what
singing
John's
Spanish.
But then there's like the sports singing where people get that.
Yeah, they sing those indigenous songs,
Yeah.
and the songs
There we go.
about revolution and all this stuff, and it's like, I
yeah,
can't stand that music.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
drives
God.
me crazy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of,
mean-
okay, if I could tell one small story about
Well-
the party, I
Well,
don't really want to.
oh,
No,
Can he
no,
tell
no,
one-
wanna
can
hear
he
it?
tell one
no,
story?
no, I don't want to tell that story.
Oh,
He puts it out there now. He's taking it back. No, don't take backsies. Don't take
You
it
have
back.
to- You have to tell it.
You have to tell it
It's kinda
Come
now.
on,
mean.
Johnny.
You have to
Okay,
tell it
okay.
Let me
now.
have it. Let us have it.
I mean, well, there was this guy who was sort of invited, and he came, like, he was wasted as fuck. It was his birthday, and he wanted to share his birthday with our birthday party. But the motherfucker comes in here, walks directly, and just starts without even asking. Like, he didn't even have the respect to ask. This guy just picks up our iPhone that's playing the music, which we specifically chose for a good night. And then he just starts trying to change the music. Now I see this motherfucker.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I see him out of the corner of my eye. I was like, whoa. I see the iPhone in his hand connected to the wires.
Oh, you told me this guy might
yeah.
come and he'd try to do this.
Well, the thing is, he
marched over
arrived.
Yeah, okay.
I marched over there and I was like, no. In front of his face, swiped the iPhone open, went to settings, put a passcode in, and then turned off Control Center and made sure that music was off. So you can't even control the iPhone from
So he did
without
some
typing in a
complicated
password.
thing.
I was like, you are not changing my music, and because you didn't ask, you're not getting any music. And he was like, give me one song. I was like, no. You should have asked me first. And
Okay,
then you
And
would
then
say
yes,
you
we're
something.
getting
gotten
that.
my no, and then you'd understand.
Right. But he
Well,
didn't
this guy
even
also
ask.
arrived very drunk. When
That's
he got there, he was already quite. I mean, he just came up, instead of saying hi to me, he pushed me and said, "Oh, you never returned my messages," because he's a loser. But
Well,
oh my
but
god!
also, we were so busy running the show that we didn't
Bro.
respond to any messages.
No, there's no message that can arrive in the
Exactly. Yeah, we're in
basement.
Subsuelo. We're in the
Yeah.
basement. We don't have.
You can't do it. Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
we don't have connection.
So
Speaking of music, Aldo, who is like he's the coordinator, he's
coordinator.
a sales representative for Palacio Barolo
Yeah.
for events and things like that.
Right.
Whenever he mentioned, he said it was a great party you had. The people were wonderful, nice people. The food
We all
was
followed the
good,
rules.
and the music. The music was beautiful.
Oh, well, that's
Every
a
time
solid
he
name.
mentioned the people, he immediately mentioned the music, and that was you, Johnny.
Wow, that was me.
You did
Nice
some
work.
really good mix.
I have been, I've been planning this. I don't know why, but I have like all these things, and I planned it out. So we had the softest music in the beginning and the hardest music at the end.
Yeah, shout out to some of the artists. I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
used some
we
Lee
used-
Reynolds.
Well, we used a little bit of Lee Reynolds to begin with. We had.
Claptone? I believe?
But
No.
Claptone actually was the mixer. We were using mixes by Claptone, and Claptone uses tons of other artists. So I can't even name all the artists, but I know we were using the Clapcast by Claptone. If you listen to that podcast, he's a podcast that I love.
Ooh, sorry.
But so if you're listening to our podcast, please listen to Claptone's podcast. It's really great, especially if you love electronic music. It's called the Clapcast by
By
Claptone.
Claptone.
Great music, fantastic.
It's very nice. Well, you
It
got a
was
good
wonderful.
ear.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Oh, I'm glad he liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Speaking
cool.
on that point.
It wasn't in your face type.
Yeah.
It was
the
wasn't.
volume.
It was a little more than background music. It had some substance to it. It was great. But Aldo thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
It's the best mix.
I was constantly managing the volume. I would walk around the room and be like, is it too loud? Do I have to scream? I would
Really?
turn it down, yeah. So we
Wow.
could all talk, and then the later the night
More
night
people.
went,
Yeah.
I would
More
turn it
talking.
up until slowly people left and more people were dancing, then I turned it up a lot. But other than that, I was managing that whole show. Well, that's cool.
We
Oh,
do
anyway,
do like
my,
that.
my girlfriend
already.
has a video of you dancing with Clara.
Oh my god,
And,
how
it's-
embarrassing. How embarrassing.
Oh, folks, someday I'm going to make some money. I'm going to blackmail him with this video. No, I'm not serious.
I know, I know.
But no, it's incredible.
Yeah, there's plenty of like, oh god. Yeah, I was dancing with her. Well, she was fun. She came in. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, she's nutty. She's nutty.
And also, I remember when every single time a guest left, either you or I walked them out personally.
Yes, all the way to the street.
Yeah.
To make sure that they could get on the bus or get a taxi, help them get a taxi, help them get in. That's right. In
Yeah.
fact, one of the young ladies there, she wasn't sure if she could catch her bus, and she didn't know if she could take a taxi. I gave her 3,000 pesos.
Nice.
I said,
See?
look,
Right.
come on, here's 3,000 pesos.
Take a taxi.
You can travel 4 miles in a taxi for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I said, no problem.
Exactly. Thank you for coming to the party and enjoying
Yes.
yourself.
Friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
you have to see those people. You have
Yeah.
to recognize when they're having problems, because it's difficult times in Argentina.
Right.
Financially.
Yeah.
And so we'll do the best we can.
That's
111.
Ah,
Well,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Oh.
I mean, nightlife in Argentina starts at midnight,
we've
so.
been on a roll.
Yeah,
so-
we're on a roll on that
Okay,
one.
what else?
Can I? Okay.
What
this
else
is-
is going on? We
All right.
got a few
Anything else to
minutes.
say?
I haven't brought a topic
Anything
up. Okay, so let me
I'm
bring
good,
something.
yeah.
Let me bring something really quick. So apparently, okay, I'm going to read this verbatim. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you, and you'll still pay anyway.
They have a saying in Italy. If you're sick, go to a doctor and
We'll
you
let
will
that
die.
settle in.
Go to a doctor and you will be sick. Go to a hospital and you will die.
Yeah.
Go to a lawyer and you will go to jail. It's like, just fuck all the professionals. That's what the Italians say.
Yeah, but okay,
You know,
so
you just don't do that.
Jesus.
So I'm going to say this: if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you, and you'll pay anyway. So if you can't afford it, and one will be appointed to you, the idea is that the appointed attorney you don't have to pay for. That apparently is not true. You still have to pay. So the Supreme Court has found it. They guaranteed that you do have a right to an attorney, but the Supreme Court also says that states have the right to try and recoup the cost of the attorney they appointed
Oh,
to.
I missed your point there.
Man,
I
the
thought
Supreme
paying would mean
Court-
going to jail or having
oh.
to be found guilty of
You
something.
still got to
No.
make the
Yeah.
cash.
So, and
price.
also-
You can pay a lawyer, a high-priced lawyer, and
Right.
you still pay because
Right.
You
they.
might as
So
well find your own
if
attorney.
if you're too poor to pay, you don't have a right to an attorney. Really.
Well,
You might as well not take the attorney because you're too poor, you're going to go into debt. And it turns out, in Iowa, it's the worst, and many states also have this thing. In Iowa, it's the worst. If you can't pay, even you have to pay. Well, how about this? I'll flip it first. You have to pay even if you're acquitted or if the charges are dropped.
Jesus, that's some
For a public
bullshit.
defender.
For a public defender.
Wow.
And then, if you still can't pay, it goes to standard collections. They'll take your driver's license. You lose your ability to register for a vehicle. They garnish your
yeah, the
wages, your bank
government
accounts.
is-
They garnish your tax refunds. They do damage to your credit score, and then they'll send you off to collectors, and you get harassment phone calls all the fucking time.
Jesus.
All because you
And you're probably found guilty anyhow in the first place. You're sitting in
Because the public defender
county
can't
jail
even-
for 6 months
Right.
or something.
I mean, so
DUI, whatever.
And even if you're innocent, I mean, consider that the percentage of people who are called guilty for crimes, or even go in because of plea bargains for crimes they didn't even commit.
Oh yeah.
So and they still have to pay, and now they still have to pay for that attorney fee.
Damn, you need to go reform the criminal justice system.
I saw that and it pissed me the fuck off, but I couldn't believe this. Like,
Yeah,
really?
they tell you
This
you're
is
right.
happening.
I can't believe it either.
This is happening in the
That's
United
they
States right
call it
now.
like the Miranda rights, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the
they
Miranda rights.
repealed that. They
No.
repealed the.
No, you still have that. You have the
still
Miranda
have-
rights. Yeah.
okay, you
They
still have
have
Miranda
to
rights.
read your Miranda rights. You have to
But
state
they're
the
not
rights.
necessarily true.
But then yes, there's one bit of it. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one will be appointed to you. That needs to be now further. The Miranda rights need to be amended. If you can't afford one will be appointed to you, but you will later pay for it.
Yes.
One way or another.
Yeah.
With
Jesus.
interest.
Yeah. With interest.
And with
right.
interest.
And
Jesus.
if you can't, then you also have like government garnished
Compound
wages and
interest.
stuff. So this is happening in many
They take
states
your
in the
license?
U.S.
Oh my
I was
God.
the worst, but there are many states that do this.
Iowa or Illinois?
Iowa.
Iowa?
But-
Iowa's the worst.
What the
But-
fuck is in
yeah.
Iowa?
But-
Oh my God.
But public defenders are paid for by tax dollars.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly.
So,
Because
Wow,
what,
look at that.
what do they want to do? They
public
wanna,
defenders,
Yeah.
well, prosecutors are paid for by tax dollars.
of course, the whole judicial system.
Right, but if you
Paid
have
by tax dollars.
if you have a constitutional right for a public defender, then the public defender should also be paid by tax dollars. The government will pay for
And
both
giving
of your
people
rights.
tax loads. I mean, only the prosecutors. Kamala Harris used to be a prosecutor, not a public defender.
She may have started as a public defender, but who
She
knows?
became
A
the
lot of
prosecutor
prosecu-
for San Francisco.
A lot of prosecutors
Sent
start as public defenders.
so many
but
people to
okay.
jail, and it's all about their numbers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
how many people can you? It's
Kamala
not
Harris,
really.
Kamala Harris.
The vice president.
Oh, Vice President of the United States. Okay, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh wait.
Oh, where did- you
was
know
George
what?
Biden was Biden not sleeping on George
Yeah.
Biden?
Well, I don't know if she's sleeping too. They're all George.
I was about to say George Bush, and then I
George-
said
George
George
Biden.
Bush, George Biden. Oh my God.
Well,
that's
they're all
what
the
I said.
same people anyway.
George
Right.
Hyden.
Yeah, but
I feel like they're all the
is
same.
that not though? Like that's ridiculous. Like this
Yeah.
is I did not know this. So and they're like, okay, there was one lady in Iowa. She was they dropped the charges and she just stipulated a $50 fee for her
booking?
her
Services.
her attorney that she couldn't afford.
Okay.
She's like, okay, I'll pay $50, but I can't pay more than that. She got kids. She's on like home food stamps and all this
Okay,
shit.
and yeah.
So then she gets this.
Oh, she was jaywalking in California before the law
no,
changed.
they busted into.
Come on, yeah.
I'm sorry. More serious than that.
I'm not gonna tell this. Well,
No. Go ahead.
and then later, this comes this bill for $3,000. Need payable within the next 90 days. She's like, fuck this. What? And then sure enough, boom, they hit it. They garnish her wages, garnish her tax, and there's still like interest accruing on this. And then she sold her. She probably sold the story to
Double
like
wide.
the Times, but
Well, I hope
now
so, yeah.
it blew up, and everyone's freaking out. They're like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, we're a country sending billions of dollars overseas.
And you can't pay for a public defender?
And you can't help your own nation out.
Good
I think
point.
that's what.
Good point.
You know what? I think this is what. So I'm not a MAGA fan either.
$60 billion could pay for all the public defenders. in
Yeah,
the
there we
United
go.
States.
Now I'm not a MAGA fan, but I think that Make America Great Again and Biden's Build Back Better, kind of the same thing. Honestly, Build Back Better is
That
kind of
sounds
Make
like
It Great
some
Again.
boring
That's
bullshit.
Bad,
It's bull
bad,
back
bad. Build back better.
Right. Okay,
Make
sorry.
America Great Again, Build Back Better.
I
It's just
like
it's the
MAGA.
same shit.
MAGA up your ass.
Oh.
Goddamn, get out of my way.
Right. Okay.
He's not.
Save America.
You
Sorry,
save
sorry,
America, please. It's just all this money that keeps getting sent out, and
But
no
when it
one
could
is.
be better spent in the
Yeah, and
United
there's
States.
so many problems here.
On North Americans.
Right.
On Americans. Yeah.
Right. Like for healthcare.
Healthcare, school,
For schooling.
public defense,
Public
and the
defenders.
justice system. I
Right.
mean, there is infrastructure.
Shit.
A lot of
$60
money.
billion would probably revamp the entire fucking jail system, which we were complaining again about a podcast ago. An episode
60
ago.
billion. I did this research.
$100 billion.
$60 billion is more than the annual budget of 43 of the 50 states.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
43 states don't even spend.
Most of them spend like 5 billion, 10 billion, 40 billion.
To
California
operate
spends
states.
a lot. Yeah.
Right. Well,
I
also,
mean, Kansas was. I looked at Kansas, and Kansas was
Right.
18.
Electricity. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
well, not
What
electricity,
the
but
boop?
yeah, all that shit.
well, but also,
That's
wait,
So we're sending out
But-
years of year
That's also like tug on the rug on this one. Like pull the what's
the
the
rug out from under your feet.
Yeah, or whatever, the tablecloth.
Yeah.
Like I mean, every year, our national budget is funded not by tax dollars. It's funded by bonds and
oh Lord,
debt from other people. Yeah.
We
so
don't
the interest is going to be so much.
Yeah, we don't have any
money.
money.
The power to borrow.
Which actually,
broke.
I think this might be why they're liking Milei so much, because he said no hay plata. There is no money. No hay plata. There's no money.
I think Trump did the same thing. He's like, no, we don't have this
we
money
don't
for
have
you.
any money.
I'm going to stop the war in Ukraine. We're not going to give you
Why
$60
do we
billion.
keep funding our government on debt instead of doing what this guy's doing and firing everything, shutting it all down? He's like, we can't afford this.
I mean, a lot of people will not even invite a lot of people will not endorse Biden over Trump.
Oh, of course.
Killer Mike, who's a famous rapper, he's like, well, look at their policies.
I mean,
no one's doing it.
Right.
And I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah. I met some Swedish people today that when I said that, they asked me why I moved here, and I was like, well, one of the biggest reasons is because the quality of life is way better, plus people actually, the presidents are actually real. Like, our president falls asleep in the middle of things, and they literally laughed at me, and they're like, is that real? Did he really do that? And they just laughed. I was like, wow, this is wild.
Laughing stock of the world.
Yeah, we really are.
Kind of laughing stock.
Oh, it's such a mess. I don't know.
Should we get some predictions in? What else?
Predictions. Yeah.
We can predict something.
We always predict on closing.
So let's see. What have we talked about today? We can maybe predict ourselves on.
What's going on here? Are you still recording?
I think we can do.
Okay. No, let's close it up. Then.
We can do. This is.
Okay.
Looks like might need to be cut here.
Predictions.
Fill the airtime, Johnny.
Yeah.
Prediction.
Well, no, I'm going to think of a prediction. I really do want to think about this one because I'm seeing. Also, I got laughed at by some Swedish
foreigners. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm living here. Oh, you know what? Okay, I predict that as Milei continues and as the Congress splits his omnibus bill up, but a lot of his things, while they split, a lot of things are going to be in process. They can't kill them until they've been talked to Congress, okay?
Yeah.
I say in that time, I think a lot of outside money is going to start lining up and pressuring the country to do right, to vote in favor
of Milei.
I think there's going to be a lot of outside money coming in and grafting these grafting the Congress people to, hey, you know what? We're lining up. We have a company that's going to come in for Milei's new rule.
We're going to have to pay them.
Yeah, they're going to have to pay the congressmen
pay
off.
the legislators because that's how it works in Argentina.
And sadly, like Milei was saying, you guys are voting against the electorate, and you still want to take fucking money. Milei's going to still burn them, I think. Okay, so I have a double prediction. They're going to take some money to vote in favor of Milei, and then Milei will burn them. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Right, I see that one.
Okay.
That's mine.
Well, I see across South America, there have been almost every other nation, I think, is a socialist leader. From Brazil, Colombia has Chile right next door, Peru, Bolivia, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically everywhere here. So Milei is the only right-wing kind of, at least centrist, you could say.
Uh-huh.
And he's the only new one as well. He's only had 2 months. Everyone else has had a year, 2 years.
Okay.
And they've all failed.
Okay.
He has had 2 months. He's not yet failed.
Right. He's succeeding very well so far.
Oh,
But go
girl,
ahead,
what is my prediction on that? I mean,
you're getting to a prediction. You're getting somewhere.
I'm thinking that I want to say he's going to make it.
Go ahead.
But I'm just going to go with what happens in South America. I'm going to say he might fail.
But,
I'm going to say he's going to go the way of every other nation in South America, and somehow it's not going to work.
Ooh, okay. I want to fight you on that, but
You can fight me on it, yeah.
But I don't have time. We don't have time for that.
It always fails on here.
Well, I have a
Is it a
dark
military
prediction
coup or
also.
something? Okay.
Okay.
Personally, since I left the States 4 years ago, I have not seen a winter for 4 years. because I go back and forth to Italy during the summer here and the summer here and that.
Right.
But I'm staying here this winter, which starts. When does winter start here? Like in
March, April,
June. March,
June.
June is the
Far
cold.
out, yeah.
July is the coldest month
Yeah,
because
right.
that's like Jane.
Oh, right.
I'm predicting it's going to be a cold winter in Buenos
I
Aires.
agree with you with that. I agree with them on that. It's already getting chilly.
Well, that's going to be
Yeah,
really
it's-
sad.
And the summer was so temperate. It was not. It was
But
hot
also-
for a few days.
But really hot. We had the hottest January on record in the whole world.
Really?
Yep.
Here?
The whole
In Buenos
world.
Aires?
The whole world registered the hottest world temperature.
Oh, okay.
In Buenos Aires, we
Okay.
did we get highs here at least in Buenos Aires in the actual city?
I haven't looked specifically, but yeah, we had the highest worldwide January, hottest January on record globally. And also there were
Globally.
huge record fires. But
And
And-
so
and
I'm
record
fires,
predicting-
record
I'm
floods.
predicting that will also translate into the coldest winters because the States has had a horrific winters.
there.
Yeah,
Oh,
all the
my
way
God.
down
Yeah,
the
And
mid.
it's still going
West.
on. There've been so many snowstorms, and it's just they're going all the way down south to Georgia
So it'll
and
probably
Louisiana,
Texas.
and Texas.
Yeah,
they're getting inundated. They're getting snow down there. So I think it's going to be cold here in Buenos Aires, and that's just the way. I don't know why. I hope it does not come true.
Wow.
But that's my prediction.
It won't be
Yeah,
too bad.
I think I'm with you on that.
We spoke with our friend. He said it snowed 20 years ago. Was the last time it actually snowed
Buenos
in
Aires.
the city? Yeah.
So if we get snow this year,
Then you're correct.
you gotta win.
Okay.
All
20
right.
years.
I think
in
it was
Buenos
20
Aires
years
with
ago,
no
right?
snow.
25 years or
So a
something.
city of
Yeah.
17 million people
Right
between
by the
It was-
river.
right by two
Yeah.
rivers,
Yeah.
That
close
was
to
a
the
cold-
Atlantic Ocean.
yeah.
That's cold as fuck.
Snowed 20 years ago.
And like, just
What do you
flakes of
want,
snow.
folks?
Yes,
Come
there we
on
go.
down.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Well,
God.
bleep.
Look, come on down. It ain't gonna snow. We're gonna party till 5 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's gonna
No,
be happy.
seven, baby.
What do we
Well,
want?
Bleep. That's all, folks. That's all the time we have today. Bleep. Oh, remember the Looney Tunes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for listening. I hope you are subscribing on your favorite podcasting apps. We are on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, and what's the last one? We are. Oh, and thank you all. If you are hitting us, we are now on iHeart Music. So that is a new one we're on. Well, if you like what you hear, and especially if you didn't, remember to subscribe now on your favorite podcasting app, which is like I just said. Until next week, this has been another episode of the Velvet Hammer.
I'm too anxious. I just want to tell you, have a great week.
This-
The Velvet Hammer.
This has been another
Let's do
episode.
that again. Okay, let's do the whole thing. Okay.
Until next week,
I'm
ladies and
thinking-
gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Velvet Hammer.
Have a great week. I fucked that up.
Da-da-da-da.